Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new gears which came with the update, telling you guys whether it's actually worth getting that specific gear on those brawlers. So we have a brand new mythic gear with Amber, brand new one with Eve, and then we've got the brand new pet gear on about 5 brawlers or so. Before we get into it, then make sure you're using the creator code. That'd be greatly appreciated. And without further ado, let's hop into it. All right, guys, so jumping into the first gear, the first mythic gear, it is Amber's. So with Amber's, every single time an opponent is near the oil, they will be slowed by 20%. So just a slow alone is so broken. This mythic gear is probably one of the best mythic gears inside of the game. So I'm just going to throw a super down the lane, and what you can literally do on a map like this or any kind of map, you can just switch lane, which Meg just runs into me anyways and just takes all the damage, which is fair enough. Hopefully, I was hoping I could get away from that. But normally what you can do on a map like this or safe zone or just any kind of lane, you can just throw your super and then they're just automatically going to be slowed the entire game, because of course I won't be setting that oil on fire. So again, I can probably just walk away from this lane. Let's see what I can do here. I may as well just build up my super again here. But yeah, they just literally can't walk through it because they're going to get slowed and they're literally guaranteed to be set on fire every single time. So I think Piper actually jumped away from that one in time, but she is marked by that Bell super, so I should just be able to shred through her really quickly. And then again, hopefully I can get out of this Meg range. I don't think I can though. I'm just going to set her alight though. And then again, I'm just going to throw my super. She's going to run into that one again. It just feels like this Meg has no other choice than to just run through this mythic gear. So anyways, what I was trying to pinpoint is that this Amber gear is just completely broken. Definitely one of the best gears inside of the game, and you need to get it as soon as possible. But to be honest, I actually feel like it's probably going to receive a nerf or even like a rework of some kind, because I think it's just too toxic for me. So again, just going to use this super over here, and I'm actually just going to again switch lanes. So these guys are just oblivious. I mean, the Piper's switching lanes herself. I mean, I've literally won that lane with even not without doing anything, if you get what I mean. So Meg's going to deal a lot of damage. Unfortunately, all of our guys are down, but upon respawn, I should just be able to take down a Meg quite easily here. Hopefully, after literally all my ammo running out. We have the Piper in the middle here. Got to start pushing her back a little bit. We're going to throw our super in the middle, and that is 2 lanes with our super. And that is just disgusting. The defensive capabilities are just insane. So we're actually down a little bit here. Hopefully we can mount this comeback. It looks like Hamza's doing a brilliant job on the Meg, and that's going to be the win right there. No way these guys can come back in the end. So it just sort of potential on a map like this. This has to be the most toxic Amber map in the game. To be fair, they did pretty well to just ignore me as much as possible, but it's just that broken that you have to just literally ignore Amber as much as possible. So that's going to be the first gear. You must buy this mythic gear. Let's hop into the next one. All right, guys, so jumping into the next game then. So we're going to be showing it off the brand new Eve mythic gears. So straight away, we knew as well when this gear first came out, it was going to be pretty strong. It's definitely, I would say, the second strongest out of all the gears. So this definitely helps Eve a lot. You know, combine this with her Happy Surprise star power, combine this with her gadget, she's just going to have a lot of potential in the fact that you're going to waste so much ammo from the opponents, and as soon as you get that first super, you're going to be able to just keep cycling over and over again. So we're going to use gadget here to escape that Piper banana, and then once we get in the grass, we should have a better job on winning this Piper lane. So this crow's definitely going to slow me right here, so Piper can get the lane. Unfortunately, we get 2 taps, but you know, Piper outranges me, so not much I can really do in that sense. Hopefully Hamza can win that 1v1. And yeah, again, I mean, it's pretty hard for our Colette to really beat Crow in the middle as well, but my teammates are doing really well. Hamza's doing a great job on the Meg, and I should just be able to slowly go up. I haven't shown my mythic gear just yet. I suppose high is probably the worst game mode to show on. Normally you just get so much value out of it on game modes like Brawl, because there's just so many tanks that can just feed your super over and over again. Piper again, unfortunately 2-tapping me, but our hatchlings should be able to do quite a bit of. I don't know why my hatchlings are going over the far left side, but yeah, we're just gonna again just ignore this Piper. Piper's gonna get a lot of damage, but I think we should just be able to out base race these guys. So I'm going to try and feed my super from this Meg. Looks like I'm about to get my super in a second, if I can hit some more shots. But yeah, this should be a base race that can definitely win. We've got a Hatchlings incoming in a second. And that should be another takedown. And that's going to be the win. There's no way these guys can out damage us right here. Surely with the hatchlings, this has to be the end unless these guys can somehow hang on another hatchling with our star power. We're going to use our super right here just to try and tank a little bit. And maybe we can get enough damage in time. Let's see right here. Meg is kind of tanking. We've got our hatchlings pushing forward. This has to be one of the sweatiest heist games I've actually played. Just 6%. And Retriever is going to be able to finish that one off. So we didn't actually get to showcase too much how strong the mythic gear is. But especially on modes and certain scenarios where you can just feed off enemy tanks and just keep cycling supers, it's so toxic. So that is going to be the even mythic gear. Let's hop into the next one. Alright guys, so now moving on to the brand new epic gear, which is on 5 brawlers, all with some certain pets. And first one we're going to be talking about is Jessie. So Jessie is a brawler which isn't the best in the meta, so any type of gear will help you push her a little bit. But if we're talking whether this gear makes a difference to make her a competitive brawler, I don't think it really makes any difference. As I said, it might actually help you a little bit when it comes down to pushing, because of course Jessie's a lot easier to push on heist when you're lower down. But I just think anyways, like the epic gear doesn't really help you out. Just extra damage on the safe, like you don't actually get too much damage on the opponents anyway, and good players aren't going to be feeding Jessie turret too often. So hopefully we can slowly get this turret, even though we're doing a terrible job at the moment. Looks like again Hamza on the Meg, just completely destroying them. Brock's just going to use a super on me, and everyone's just got it out for me today. They know I'm recording. I just can't really get as much value. But yeah, on certain maps, this gear is going to do a lot of work, especially because, of course, if you're left alone, you compare this with the recall spring, it's just going to be absolutely crazy. So again, Brock uses super on me, and it just can't do anything. 1 minute, and I haven't even got my turret. So just showing, like, if I played this in competitive with Jessie, I'll just be getting slapped anyways. So of course, the gear isn't going to change too much when it comes down to Jessie, unlike Amber's and Eve's. So we're finally able to get our turret here, but we've got to be a little bit careful. I mean, looks like a Brock is respawning. We can use a brand new gear on the safe. I mean, one thing is you can't obviously notice straight away the difference, but you will know that it's going to be chipping down the safe a lot quicker. So of course, that's going to be nice for you and your team. It looks like I'm just going to continue to shoot the safe right here. There's no point really aiming at this Colt. And that should be pretty much a GG unless these guys mount an insane comeback. Again, unfortunately, the B can take us down. But with 1% left, there's just no way these guys can defend it. So for me, this gear isn't really worth it on Jessie. I think it doesn't really make too much of a difference. Let's hop into the next one. Guys, so jumping into the next brawler, which receives a brand new pet gear, we have Lita. So Lita is a brawler which, of course, basically revolves around the bend, especially when it comes down to heist. Unfortunately, this is probably the worst map you could possibly showcase this gear on. I've been trying to play Lita a few times now, and it's just impossible to even get a bear. But hopefully we can showcase it on the high safe. I think it's going to be really good, especially on those maps which are a lot more narrow, like Pit Stop, for example. I think like Cover Crowd, and there's a few more. Basically, more than half of the heist maps, this gear is going to be really strong on her. So definitely don't underrate it. And, you know, you pair it with Hyper Bear, for example, it's just going to do so much damage to the opponent's safe. I think it's definitely worth it if you're playing a lot of consistent ladder. And then even on those game modes, you know, Brawl on Gem Grab, Lita is still used a little bit in competitive. So I think you can get a little bit of value out of this there. It depends on how defensive you use it. Again, in competitive, I don't know what the best gear is really going to be for her in heist. I think this epic gear can be pretty good, but I think outside of it, not really the best. I mean, more than likely you use Lita on a map which has a lot of grass, so you're going to be using the speed gear, and then most of the time you do need that extra bit of damage. So yeah, we can see here that I'm getting nowhere near the bear, but one shot away from it. So finally, but we've got to defend this turret right here, but I don't want to waste my bear on defense. And now hopefully we can get in a decent position to get this hyper bear onto this safe. So we're not wasting it just yet, and now we can throw it onto this safe. We'll have this epic gear which is going to do so much damage to the opponent's safe. 720 a swipe, which is absolutely insane, and it's basically going to finish the safe just in the nick of time. But this gear in heist is so dangerous, definitely worth picking up. Alright guys, so jumping into the next brawler who received a brand new pet gear, we have Tara. So Tara, this is actually the perfect composition to face off against. Like, I didn't think I would face off against a composition like this trying to showcase Tara, but I think heist is the one game mode where you can actually get some insane value out of this pet gear. Again, you must be kind of crazy going Tara in Heist, but maybe because of how bad she is currently in the meta, it might actually be one of the best game modes when it comes down to it. So I'm just going to use the super right here. So the good thing about Tara and this epic gear is the fact that you actually get double the value. So you get this value out of the gadget, getting the extra damage with those pets, and then you get the value depending on what star power you pick. So it's literally whatever star power you want, whether it's the damage pet, whether it's the healing shade, it's literally up to you. So hopefully we can get some really insane damage right here. We're going to use our super onto the bull. Use our... how did that... okay, that's just a dumb interaction. I don't know how Bull was actually able to shoot me right there, and unfortunately we wasted all of our gadgets, but these guys are just base racing us like crazy. We're going to use another super right here, and it's just pretty hard for us to do anything. Hopefully Hamza just goes up, because all of us can't be spending time on defense all of the time. So we've got another super in a second right here. We're not going to waste that onto the Daryl, and yeah, Hamza's probably just going to sit there and do as much damage as possible. And we're going to use super on this bull as soon as he arrives on the safes. Just 7% left, so we haven't really got any room for any mistakes, and we can just get that Daryl in time. This is looking like a defeat right here, but maybe with a bit of luck we can mount a bit of a comeback. So yeah, we've got a buzz down here. Doesn't look very likely that we're going to be able to defend him. We've got a Daryl just waiting for his super, unless Golden can get some good value. We're not going to be able to defend this one. So unfortunately, even against triple tanks, actually pretty hard. For me, this is actually a pretty good gear on Tara, but I don't know if it's actually a noticeable difference. A lot of times, I'll just prefer probably the speed and damage, but maybe if you're on a different map like this, or just on Heist, you can get some value out of a pet gear. Let's hop into the final ones now. Alright guys, so jumping into the final one, well, the final two, we have Mr. Peace and Penny. So they both received this brand new pet gear, but for me, you guys just know I slander Mr. P a lot, but he isn't the best of brawlers right now, and his pet gear is not going to do anything to him. So normally use the porters to waste the opponent's ammo, but yeah, the porters never really get close enough to the opponent to really deal enough damage. Maybe at the lower levels you might get a little bit of damage with the porters, but for me it's just not it. I'd rather run some other gears on Mr. P like shield and damage. He definitely needs both of them, so we're going to try and get some more damage onto this safe right here. Let's see if we can... okay, we just walk into a Grom shot. That should have been really easy to avoid. But yeah, on Penny then, so on Penny, this gear is definitely really strong. So already Penny is one of the best brawlers in the game. You give her this brand new gear, it's actually a buff to her, so it's kind of crazy that she's not received a nerf yet. So hopefully they will nerf her pretty soon, but giving her this brand new gear is definitely going to help her a lot, considering in Heist, Hot Zone, you know, game modes where, or maps and situations where you know the turret's going to get some easy consistent damage, it's going to be such a strong gear to have. So it's going to throw this turret in the back right here. We're going to use our gadget to get some even bigger damage onto the safe, but 2160 damage onto an opponent is insane. That's going to two-shot so many brawlers. So yeah, make sure you're picking up this gear definitely for Penny. So just a recap, going through all of the brawlers then on whether you should get the brand new gear. Definitely for Amber and Eve every single time. I use both of those gears. I think they're the only brawler in the game, or the only two brawlers in the game that have an epic gear and a mythic gear. So make sure you're getting both of those for both Eve and Amber. It will make a huge difference. And then to be honest, the pet gear is okay. I'd probably recommend it on Tara, but it's still map dependent. Like, it's not like the Amber or Eve one. You're just supposed to go on every single map. With Tara's and the others, probably on Heist, you want to run it every single time. But if you're playing like Gem Grab or Brawl, you probably want to use the speed and damage or speed and vision a lot more. You're going to get a lot more value out of it. But anyways, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Let me know what you think of the brand new gears. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.